Hello everyone, welcome back to another Ecosystem Spotlight Q&A. I'm Amana from Partisia Blockchain, and today I'm joined by Parker and Giorgio, who are the co-founders of MetaNames. And in today's Q&A, we'll be learning more about the new exciting project MetaNames and why they choose to build on Partisia Blockchain. So before we get started, would you both mind just sharing a bit about your background and your role within the team?
Cool. So I've been in Web3 for quite a while now. Mainly working on DeFi and studying the name servicing systems quite a lot. I'm also the co-founder of Web3Me, which is the largest meetup group in Milan, and we're also the organizer of ETH Milan during October this year. And I'm very excited to also be one of the co-founder of MetaNames, which is the Partisia Name System.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, so my name's Parker. I've been working in the space for a few years now. Co-founded a couple of consultancies before this, kind of consulting some Web3 projects in the realm of growth, product, and BD. And here we are.
Cool, thank you. So what is the main objective of MetaNames and what problems are you trying to address?
One of the main goals of MetaNames is to be able to also link up Partisia with other existing ecosystem and basically become a way with which people can, link a name to their wallet, but also, attract users from existing ecosystems, which I think it's a quite interesting point.
Oh yeah. Would you mind just showing a little bit of info about how exactly it works and for the user?
Yeah,
Giorgio?
sure. Yeah, for sure. So basically, the TLDR is that MetaNames is essentially the Partisia name system, right? So what is a name service? And just to go a little, take a little step back. So basically, a name service is a way to resolve a string of address into a name. So you can consider this very similar to what a DNS is, which is basically a domain name system, name service, which is basically the way in which you access the internet, right? So when you type partisiablockchain.com, you're actually resolving to a string, which is the IP address of the website, right? So basically this, you can apply the same logic to wallets, which are strings of numbers, and you basically want to resolve the strings to a human readable form. So this concept is not really new, and it's something that has been iterated on many different ecosystems. But the goal of MetaNames is to go a little beyond that and provide more utility. So since Partisia is a nascent ecosystem and also is has multiple features, like for example multi-party computation or the bring your own coin logic, you can actually do more with name servicing. For example, you'll be able to not just send fund from Giorgio.meta to Parker.meta, but also send fund from other chains to your MetaNames using the Hermes bridge, or you'll be able to resolve also a website. So, typing your name.meta on the search bar of your browser, if you have the browser extension installed, will route you to a website, which is linked on, IPFS or something like that. So the goal is to go beyond the base concept, but also let's not forget that name servicing is very important, and it's something that it's really one of the most important base service you can have on a layer or on a blockchain stack, because using the blockchain without the name service is like using the internet without DNS. So you would actually have to type 0.1.8, so that's not really convenient.
Mm-hmm.
That's more or less what MetaNames is. Then we can maybe dive a little deeper into it, as we go into this interview.
Yeah,
I think one natural segue there is why Partisia. One of the things that it presents that's pretty unique for us is kind of a profiles product we're building for MetaNames. And that will essentially be like a user's Web3 identity, if you will. And there's some projects out there that have a similar product, but one aspect of Partisia that's unique is its certain privacy capabilities. So you
Yeah.
could actually roll up like a wide range of addresses under one name without actually having to dox those addresses. So it's like you can have verifiable, um, on-chain data associated with your identity, um, yet still be private, which is awesome.
Great.
Yeah. Personally, I think that one of the most interesting aspect is that this is a nascent ecosystem, right? Like we are building as the chain is being built, and it's being it's growing, in its capabilities. So you not just have the opportunity to build on something that has some unique capabilities, but also you have the chance to really link up, with the builders of the chain, and help shape the base layer to accommodate some of the features, and interact with the team, and really like have a one-on-one conversation with the people that are like behind the chain. This is not something that it's as is and you just take it and build on it, but like the support and the ability to be really to be there when things are being done. It's something that is really fascinating,
Yeah.
because when you find like a blocker, it's never a blocker, like it's just something that sparks maybe an interesting conversation with the team. And sometimes, like when it comes to development, there's never like a right or wrong, like it's just a matter of design choice and approaches. So you can actually understand why maybe the design has been like done like this, and really help also maybe the team to understand like what's your point. And this is something that you don't really experience that much, on some other, in maybe like in ecosystems that are like now very established, and like the stack is locked down like that, so I think that is also very interesting.
Great, thank you. And so what challenges have you come across, and what challenges are you looking out for sort of going forward?
So the challenges, that's the good and the bad, like the challenges are that, of course, the stack is being built. So sometimes like for us, it's been quite tricky to understand like how to design some aspect of the product. But again, like this is never something that acts as a blocker. It's just, like a challenge that you can overcome easily by, getting the support of the team, or there's some stuff that has never been done before. So you have the kind of like the pioneer feeling, that you can actually like, you're the first one doing something, which is cool, but sometimes it's, actually challenging. But again, we're talking about challenges here. We're not talking about like blockers. And also, I would say that the biggest challenge is to really try to understand what you can do with a technology that hasn't like been explored in its full potential yet,
Yeah, of course.
So you really you keep wondering if you're like squeezing the maximum out of the technology you're provided with, and this is again it makes your brain work, like it's the fun kind of challenge. So yeah, like I would say this is pretty much it.
Great, thank you. And what is your current project status in terms of like your roadmap, and what goals do you have in the short term and long term?
So we're currently on the testnet. Development is going pretty well. We are splicing up, of course, the product in the multiple phases, going from what is actually the name service. So being able to mint this NFT, which represent your domain, and this domain is linked to your wallet, and then integrate this feature into existing wallets, especially the Partisia wallet, so that now instead of sending funds to a text string, you just send fund to Giorgio.meta. And that resolves automatically to your wallet. That is the base infrastructure. And then you can iterate upon that, right? So you can add on, not just linking domains, but also socials, websites, and more. Then integrating the bring your own coin logic, so that this works outside of the ecosystem and gets you in the ecosystem. And then I would say that this is a little farther away than the whole profile product with MPC capabilities, which is what Parker was mentioning before, which has some very interesting feature, like being able to show how many GitHub commits have you been doing without revealing what is your GitHub account. Mm-hmm. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you are able to disclose certain information without revealing others. So like this privacy preserving infrastructure can really bring some breath of fresh air to the whole the ID ecosystem in general.
Great, thank you. I think that was majority of the questions. I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to add.
I guess the only other thing would just be that as things materialized, we were pretty silent about everything as far as like socials and whatnot go. But at this point, everything came along pretty well, and so yeah, we'll be much more active on socials, and you can look to find us there and learn about our progress as we go along.
Great, thank you. And yeah, what is the best way for everyone to keep up to date in your project? Is it your Twitter or?
Yes, it would be our Twitter, and that's just @metanames_.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to seeing how the project develops.